Did you know that your human mind is much more powerful than you assume it is? Yeah, the fact is that you guys have capabilities that you have no idea about. Did you know that it only took 66 years for the human mind to be able to adjust from figuring out how to build an airplane to being able to operate the rockets and capsule technology that could take us to the moon? 66 years. Now, people often point to that statistic and looking how amazing it is that technology accelerated in such a short time, while completely overlooking that it was the human mind that allowed for that acceleration in technology to occur. But never mind the scientists. Look at you. You, in your lifetime, have been able to figure out how to drive a car at breakneck speeds. At least some of you can drive a car safely. You figured out how to use computers in this thing that you're holding there, and you've been able to figure out how to adjust your sleep cycles to major time zone differences when you travel. And with your physiology, you shouldn't be able to do any of these. None of these things have been evolutionarily wired into you. Evolutionarily. That is, unless you haven't been told the whole story about your human existence. It took 4,000 years between the time that humans were able to figure out how to manage agriculture and grains to the point that they were able to start building pots to store those grains. 4,000 years. It took 400 years between the times that humans were using symbols to write in clay tablets and record history to the point that they were using symbols to express the mathematics required to do food logistics and figure out taxation. Yeah, one of the first uses of math was taxes. Yet we went from floating in the air to floating in space in one lifetime. Now the fact is, we're getting help on multiple levels. Stay tuned, more on that's coming soon. Now I have a good friend named Randall Carlson. He's one of Joe Rogan's favorite guests. He talks about the science of how comets came and impacted the Earth, ending the last ice age and wiping out much of humanity and half of the life on Earth that was over 100 pounds. And then the hunters and gatherers who survived climbed back out of Africa and repopulated the world. Because the comet impacts are over here on the North American side. It's kind of a mud ball of comets as it broke up and impacted the Earth. And he could show you on a map where all the floods occurred. You zoom out far enough and it's self-evident. Does anyone have any great flood stories they want to tell? More like everyone, every major religion just about has a flood story. Check Randall out at cosmographia.com, by the way, with a K. By the way, he's a grand poobah Freemason. He knows a lot of shit. The point is that our human minds had capabilities that we have long forgotten, and would have been completely forgotten had we been completely wiped out as a human race. But we weren't wiped out. Those capabilities still exist within a dormant human mind that's just unfamiliar with them. And frankly, we're at a crossroads in history that you need to start waking those things up. Come on, do you really think that it's your purpose in life to be born, buy into a financial system that enslaves you, makes you work the lion's share of your life, to chase food, water, healthcare, and throw away consumables until such time that you're all washed up and have no more power to take control of things, and then try to live off the pittance of savings that you've accumulated while you indoctrinate your progeny into the same system? You know, it might be time to wake up and realize that this is our world that we're living in right now, and we can control it as we may. And that starts with unlocking the hidden superpowers in your mind that you didn't even know existed. You can see my username, you know how to Google, and if you haven't noticed, I don't charge money for shit. Yeah, you got to pay for convenience of the way the message is delivered, but the message is free. My YouTube courses are free. And you may ask, Sean, who are you to know all this stuff and be able to tell us all these secret informations? I'm on the itty bitty kitty committee. Yeah, somehow we go visit our friends out in the middle of the country who are living off grid, and my wife somehow brings us home another cat. This is our 5th cat. Please send help. Come on, by now you guys know that there's some stuff that I can tell you and some stuff that I can't yet. But stick around, that day's coming too. Isn't this beautiful?